everybody, welcome to my studio here, and a couple of people have requested this over the past few weeks, so I figured I got all my important stuff done this weekend, so I'm going to get some tutorials in. So today, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm usually doing Logic stuff on this channel, but, not everybody has Logic, and so I'd like to show you guys how to use GarageBand, which comes free for all modern Macs, as well as iOS devices, but that's a whole nother beast. We're going to be sticking with the Mac today. So I'm going to go ahead and open GarageBand and show you some things. So here we are in GarageBand, and we're presented with this view right here, where we can either open projects we've already saved, which I have a couple, but I don't use GarageBand very much anymore. We can also open an empty project, and Apple has also included some pre-built templates here for specific genres and things you might want to be building, but I'm going to stick with the empty project here.
Choose. Open an existing project. Details. Create an empty project. You are currently on a text element. A grid of selectable templates. One item selected. Empty project.
Yeah, that's
keyboard,
what we want.
empty project.
We're going to...
You are currently on a button inside of a list. To click this button.
Choose that.
Create. In new track. Create.
And here we are in GarageBand. So we have three options here as soon as we open GarageBand. We can plug in a guitar, we can record an audio track, or we can enter data with MIDI. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open an audio track.
Cancel. New track. Help. Show detail. Add the drum. Connect the guitar record using the microphone or line input, or drag and drop audio files. You are currently on a button. To click this button, press record using a microphone or line input, or drag and drop audio files.
Now let's go through this interface here.
Connect the guitar or bass to your Mac to play and record through virtual amps and
That's not what we want.
Add the drummer that automatically plays along with your song.
Oh yeah, I forgot about drummer. That's a thing now.
Show details. Details. You are currently new track. Help. Cancel. Create. You are currently on a button. To click this button, press Control Option. Live.
Here we are in GarageBand. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take you around the interface a little bit. Alright, so the first element we come across is
Untitled Tracks. You are currently on a text element.
That is the title of the project, and because we haven't done anything, it doesn't say anything. But if I press Command S...
Save. Voiceover settings activity. Save dialog. Save as. Save dialog. Project.band. Project. Selection replaced. White.band. YouTube tutorial.band. Content select. Show more options. Tags. Tag editor. Where. GarageBand. Where. You are currently on a pop-up button. To display a list of options, press Control. Cancel. Save. Press YouTube tutorial. YouTube tutorial. Tracks.
And now it says YouTube tutorial, so that's what the title is. The next thing, and this is one of the most important areas in GarageBand,
Control bar,
is the control bar. So I'm going to go ahead and interact with the control bar and show you all of the elements and explain what they do.
And control bar, 18 items, library, checked.
So here you have a series of checkboxes. And what these checkboxes do is they show and hide different elements of GarageBand. Now the library, for me, is usually used to browse instruments, but because I've opened an audio track, I don't need that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and VO space on this checkbox to uncheck it.
Uncheck library checkbox.
And the library has now disappeared and removed a whole lot of elements from the interface. So now things are more optimized for just audio. So I'm going to show you some more of the checkboxes here now.
Quick help button.
So yeah, that's the quick help button. I usually don't use that very much.
Smart controls, checked.
There are the smart controls. I don't need those either right now.
Uncheck smart controls.
So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck those to hide them.
Editors, uncheck. Editors.
We don't need the editors right now, but that's where you would do things like interact with MIDI data. You would, in our case, interact with waveforms and things if you're working with audio, but we don't need that right now, so we're going to leave it alone.
Rewind. Rewind button. Move the playhead back one bar. You are currently on the button inside of it.
There are keystrokes for this, but there are also some controls over here.
Forward. Forward button. Move the playhead forward one bar. Stop. Stop button. Stop playback or recording. Click when play unchecked. Record unchecked. Cycle unchecked. Control bar. You are cycle unchecked.
Now, let me explain cycle for a second, because we're going to end up using that. Cycle is a way to set up a specific area on your timeline where you're entering music and stuff, so that, say for example, when I hit play, the playhead is going to loop across the same 8 bars. So if I create a whole bunch of tracks and pre-choose my instruments and I have cycle mode on, I just have to hit record, do something with the first line, then move down. It's going to automatically loop back that same 8 bars. I can just record again. You get the idea. So I'm going to keep going here.
Control bar. You are currently on a group inside.
Here is the control bar. We're going to go ahead and go in here.
In control bar, 5 items, 1 bar, 1 beat, 1 bar, 1 beat. Playhead position.
Alright, so there is where you can find the playhead position. So say you're deep into a project and you want to insert something and you're not quite sure where it is, you can look in here, otherwise VoiceOver will just announce it while you're moving through. I don't know why you would, but you can.
120. Tempo. Tempo display. Indicate.
Okay, this is what we need. This is the tempo. So to find out what your tempo sounds like, I'm going to go ahead and press the letter K on my keyboard to activate the metronome. It's not going to say anything, but then when you hit the spacebar to play,
3 bars,
there
4
we
beats, 1
go.
division, 106, 1 bar, 1 beat, 1 division, 1 tick.
So the first thing you would normally do in a project is set your metronome, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. I just wanted to show you that it was there.
4/4. Time signature.
There's your time signature.
Beats and project. Display mode. Display C major. Key signature.
There's your key signature.
C major. Key out of control.
We're going to get out of the control bar now.
Tuner unchecked.
We don't need the tuner. That's for guitars and stuff.
Count in checked.
We do need count in. I'm actually going to adjust those settings before I record.
Click checked. Metronome button.
Yes, we want the click on, but if we press K, where's K? I pressed the wrong button. Haha. There we go.
Count click mixed. Metronome button. Click checked.
There we go.
Plus 0.0 dB. Master volume. Notepad unchecked. Apple loops unchecked. Media browser column view. You are currently on radio button. 2 of 2. Press column view.
So yeah, we want column view.
Loop packs. All genres.
So we're gonna press this.
Menu check mark. All genres. Hip hop.
We want hip
You are
hop.
currently on the menu. Hip hop. Hip hop. Browser. You horizontal splitter. Scale. Both. Search. Blank. Loops. You are currently on a table. To enter in loops.
Let's
Go
go
on
in
to 640. Name. A float beat. Audio loop. Drag to a float beat.
And that's the beat.
Quick nav. Voiceover settings activity.
If you turn QuickNav off,
A float
now
pad.
you can just down arrow through them.
A float sub bass. Audio loop. Drag to an audio track to add the audio loop to your song. You are currently on a text field inside of a table. To navigate the cells within this table, press Control Option and then up arrow.
We got some 808 there. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go down through here and find the one I want.
A float synth third. A float synth lead. Against time keys. Audio loop. Against time piano. Against.
Yeah, I like this. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Alright, we can do that. Sorry, I turned voiceover off so I can just down arrow.
Minus 6 point. Loops. Row 38 of 640. In loops. Row 38 of 649. Column 1 playing loop. Name. Black tie piano. B. Playing loop is not draggable. Voiceover will not drag item that has pressed favorites checkbox. Column 1 play. Name. Black tie piano.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and
Black tie piano. Mark
mark that for drag. We're gonna get out of here.
Tracks.
Go into
You are currently in
tracks.
tracks legend. Tracks time ruler. Tracks header. Tracks contents. Tracks contents.
We're gonna go to track
You are in
contents.
tracks contents. 2 item. Area below tracks. Area below track. Audio 1. Workspace. Area below tracks. In area below tracks.
We're gonna
Content is
go
empty.
here. And here's a little trick I'm gonna teach you. So I'm right now that I've focused the voiceover cursor on the area below the tracks, I wish I could stop this, but I can't right now. Now that I've focused voiceover on the area in the track window, if I go ahead and hold my voiceover keys and rotor to the left on my trackpad
Trackpad commander off. GarageBand has new window.
to turn the trackpad commander off, the reason I'm doing that is because the mouse is now hovering over the window that I need. So all I now have to do is click the mouse,
Track 2. Black tie piano. 1 updated item.
blam,
Track header. Used to mute or solo the track signal. Arm the track.
and now it is in the project. So we're not quite sure where the loop in the project is because they unfortunately don't always drag in the right way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and hide this loop browser because we don't need it anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and move that loop to the first bar in the project because of course we want it at the beginning. Alright everybody, technical difficulties dealt with. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to make sure that this loop that we just dragged into our project here is all the way at the beginning where we want it to be. So we need to go into the tracks window, select our appropriate track. We have to make sure the track that we want to manipulate is selected or these edits won't work properly. So we need to do that, and then we need to go in and we need to find the audio that we just pasted in there. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the tracks interface.
Smart controls. Tracks. You are currently in tracks. 5 items. 8.1%. Tracks legend. Tracks time ruler. Tracks header.
Alright, now we want to interact with the tracks header, because these are going to be where we select our tracks and where we can manipulate them. But I usually don't manipulate things in here. I usually do something else. But anyway.
In tracks header. 2 items. Track 1. Audio 1.
That's not what we want. So here is a little thing with the way that we just did that. When we chose audio in the beginning, when we first created this project, this is the track it created. But if we VO right arrow...
Track 2. Black tie piano. Track header. Use to mute or solo the track signal, arm the track for recording, and adjust volume or pan. You can also set the groove track to which other tracks match their timing. You are currently on a group, inside of a group. So
there is the track that GarageBand created when we drag the loop into it. That's the only track we need. That first audio track we don't need. So I'm going to go back to it with VO left arrow.
Track 1, audio 1.
And
track
I'm
header.
going to press Command backspace to delete it because we don't need it.
Track 1, black tie piano. 1 updated.
And now it's gone. I'm going to go ahead and press Command S to save. It's not going to say anything, but it's saved. Now we need to go and get this audio.
Track 1, black tie piano.
We're going to get out of the track headers.
Out of tracks header. Tracks contents.
That's what we want. We're going to go in there.
In tracks contents. 2 items, black tie piano. Area below tracks, black tie piano.
We want to cut this, so I'm going to press Command X to cut.
Cut.
Now, the glory of this method is that when you paste something in here, it will land exactly where your playhead is. So when I press the Enter key,
1 bar, 1 beat, 1 division, 1 tick.
It puts me all the way at the beginning of my track, and I press Command V to paste this piece of audio.
Paste.
Now it is at the beginning of our track, and you can use that to move stuff around in your project. I'm going to show you how to arrange more efficiently later, but this is good to get started if you're just trying to input some audio. This also works if you, say, go into the Finder and you have a WAV file of some vocals. You can actually copy those and then come in here and put your playhead where you want the vocal track to start exactly, and then paste it, and it'll land right there. So it's really useful when moving things around. So now what I want to do is I want to use cycle mode that I mentioned earlier, and we're going to turn that on by pressing the letter C on the keyboard. It's not going to say anything, but cycle mode's on. Once I explain how this is going to help me, it'll be obvious how you'll tell if cycle mode's on or off. But now when I turn this on, it's automatically by default set to 4 bars. But if I press the space bar to start playback,
1 bar, 1 beat, 1 division, 1 tick.
We're going to let it go all the way through the loop. See how it just starts over with that 4 bars? It's just going to keep looping this 4 bars.
4 bars, 4 beats, 3 divisions, 21 tick. 1 bar, 1 beat, 1 division, 1 tick.
Press the Enter key to go back.